So I know it doesn't make a lot of sense for a middle-aged dad like me to spend a lot of time building a tiny cabin in the backyard. I didn't really understand it myself when I started the project, but then I was watching this interview with Victor Davis Hanson, and something he said clicked. The notorious VDH is an interesting guy because he's a product of two different worlds. On the one hand, he's this elite scholar and historian. On the other hand, he grew up on a family farm and spent a good part of his adult life as a working farmer. So he has a genuine appreciation for the intellect and skill of people who do physical work, making civilized life possible for the rest of us, as Mike Rowe would say. He also knows that having a PhD doesn't necessarily mean you're not a complete idiot. So here's what he said that helped me better understand what makes a project like this important, if not very practical. He said, I'm not trying to be
romantic or naive, but something about a person who works with their hands and they combine the mind with the body and they build or they mine or they harvest, they're grounded in reality. They know human limitations and they believe that the world is tragic and you try to do your best, and if you're not perfect, it doesn't mean you're not good.
After building a tiny cabin over the course of 3 years, I get it. Professor Peterson might add that carpenters are necessarily grounded in reality because they deal in fundamental truths, measurements, and angles. Otherwise, the whole structure will collapse.
Yes!
And no matter what your faith, that's the symbolic reason why Jesus was a carpenter.
Yes!
So working on a project like this definitely helps you keep things in perspective. It can be hard and not everything goes right. I'm aware of every warped board and jagged edge and gap in this place. But I've done my best, and even if it's not perfect, even if your barn burns down, or your cat dies, or your side loses the election, you do your best with what you've got and deal with things as they are. It's all good as long as you just keep on keeping on, right? So I'm hoping these videos will inspire you to put down the game controller or your phone, get off the couch and build something new or fix something old or grow something big. And it doesn't have to be like a cabin in your backyard. It can be over in the corner of your garage or your basement or on your kitchen table. Heck, my college roommate rebuilt a VW Beetle engine in our apartment. So here are the rules. There's 3 rules. It can't be something you finish in one sitting. If it doesn't take you 3 years, it should take you at least 3 weekends. 2, it has to be something physical, not digital. Not Minecraft, not in the metaverse. Electronics are fine, but it has to be something that exists here in real life, not code, not virtual reality. 3, it shouldn't be easy. The struggle is part of the purpose.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Overcoming problems on a project is better than focusing on the things in life that you can't control. I promise you'll be better for it. And here's where Professor Peterson would remind us again that happiness is a byproduct, right?
Yes!
And if you think about it, you know it's true. When you aim at being happy, you almost always miss the mark. But if you aim to the side by taking on a real challenge or responsibility, happiness just kind of follows.
Yes!
Or at least you're not so miserable when your job or your family situation or politics isn't all unicorns and rainbows. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? I'm just a big guy sitting here in a tiny house. And please share this video with someone. Join the community over on Patreon. You know I really appreciate it.